Hi there, welcome to the revamped Recharging with Champion 2026 style. Today we are going to give you some content for your social media, but we're going to have a little bit more fun with it this year. So you see this wheel, and in this wheel there are lots of topics and ideas that we could talk about. But I want to also make it a little bit more fun, and so we have got a couple of colors on the wheel. Let me go over that real quick with you. So if I happen to land on a topic that is in blue, that means that I have to answer this topic as if I'm giving the answer to a 10-year-old. So no jargon, no crazy real estate words. I've got to explain the topic, and some of these are pretty hard topics, just like it was a 10-year-old that I was giving the information to. If I happen to get on a yellow spin, then the yellow topic means that I have to tell a real story that either I have experienced or someone I've worked with has experienced. That way you all can take that story and make some of your own content out of it, and it will also give you some lessons that you can take from that content. If I happen to get on a green wheel piece, that means that I have to give you the answer based on what I am currently learning or reading. This is real current application, things that I'm learning, maybe the hard way, or things that I'm reading, and the question will be around that. And then last, the most fun is the wild card. That is the red. And the red means that I have to answer the question and I have to go live. I cannot edit. I have to just say whatever it is that comes to mind. No practicing. So this one could be interesting. Hopefully they won't go too long. I will try to answer them quickly and not make a total fool of myself, but I can't make promises. Those are the spicy red ones. All right, so today let's give this a start. Let's spin our wheel and see what our topic is. And don't forget, there is going to be in the comment section, if you look down there, there is going to be an AI prompt that you can use. So you just go put it in your ChatGPT or your Gemini, give it the prompt below, and it will actually give you things that you can say based on this episode in your own words if you've trained it to. All right, let's give it a spin. Here we go, here we go. Let's see what this comes in at. All right, it looks like, it's going to be a story. So yellow is story, and the story needs to be, what is some common bad advice that people give about real estate? I actually had a father on the phone with a daughter, sweet people, and the dad was absolutely trying to help the daughter, but he was insistent that she needs to save up at least 20% down, and he kept on coaching her around her credit. So he had had some background in credit. He knew just enough to be dangerous, but he was telling her to pay off all of these collections and things that were actually not that impactful on her credit. So by the time she would have all the money saved up for paying off the collections, and she had the money that was needed for the large down payment that he was recommending her do, this was back in like 2020. So let's fast forward. If she had waited and took that advice, she didn't, by the way, they talked it through and we came to a good decision. But if she had waited, the house that she was looking to buy in 2020 was probably worth $210,000. If she had waited, I'm seeing those houses in that same exact neighborhood sell for 270, 280, even pushing up to the 290s. So she would have lost all of that equity because she didn't act sooner. Her credit was good enough to buy. Yeah, she had a couple of dings, but FHA gives you some graces. We were able to get her into an FHA with 3.5% down, and she was able to buy then and start building that equity now. And I also mentioned it was 2020, so can you imagine if she had waited and didn't get the interest rate that we had back then? Yeah, Dad would have been giving really bad advice. So I think the most common bad advice that I get is around those two things: needing to get your credit all paid off before you buy, and or saving up a ton of money for down payment. Both of those is just stalling the purchase. If you can buy now, it might be better to do so. That's the advice that I have to give. All right, you have lots of content in there. You can talk about credit, you can talk about down payment, you can even tell the story. You can use my story if you want. You probably have a similar story. Go create this content, and remember, in the comments, there's going to be the AI prompt for you that you can use in order to make this content in your own voice. Just tell your AI what you want, give it the directions that I have down below, and say in my own voice and see what she comes up with. Good luck. Let me know how you like the new format. I just can't wait till we get to one of those red ones. I feel like that's going to be fun. All right, we'll see you next time. Until then, go create some content. We'll see you soon.